Oh, hey there, 2020. We're done for the year. What an exhausting year. What is it, 5 days before Christmas now?
No, it's like 3.
3 days before Christmas now. Yeah, we're done for the year. So, no build video this week. We're basically just wrapping it up.
Wrapping it up. We're going to have probably, 2 weeks, 3 weeks with no videos?
Yeah, so from here out, we're going to have a bit of a break over the Christmas period because we're going away and sort of getting away from the shed for a little bit because we've been in here for now every weekend ever since February.
Weekend since Feb, so it's been a lot of time in here.
Yep, 45 plus episodes later, we're calling it. We're having a little bit of a break, so we'll be back, I don't know, mid-Jan, maybe towards the end of Jan, depends.
Depends when we get back in here and start getting the builds going again.
But the year itself, I mean, what year? 2020, I don't think anybody quite expected it to go the way that it did.
But we still got some cars done. Fairlane, HQ.
BMW.
Started the BMW.
Still going.
Didn't get it done. It doesn't sound like a lot, it's just 4 cars, but we've only had 2 days every weekend to do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we got a lot done in the time we had.
But we did have a lot done and a lot of videos out. So it's been a pretty big year, and these cars are still going. So next year we're going to see the LSQ first up. That's coming back here to get finished off.
Yep.
And you know, we'll take it for a drive and do a dyno on it.
Yep. So that should be first up, one of the first things you see, unless we get the Fairlane on the dyno. So the Fairlane.
So the Fairlane. It's been a nightmare, that car.
Yeah. So you might have noticed that the Fairlane's been missing for a little while. That wasn't our intention. The truth of the matter is, we actually did have it on the dyno about a month ago now, and it lasted all of about 10 minutes. Things didn't quite go to plan.
Yeah. So
and not the way that you would expect.
Here's the footage of that.
Here's what actually happened on the day that we took it to the dyno.
Don't you rock that much? It does sound like it's rubbing.
You might be asking, what are we doing right now? And what we're doing right now is trying to figure out whether we have screwed bearings or something's going on with the diff. Because we noticed it was sparking a little bit, and you can see here on the rotor, the actual caliper has been rubbing against the rotor, so this is actually tilting, rubbing against the caliper itself, and we're trying to investigate why it's doing that. So this is holding us up, and it could potentially hold us up for the day. Just Fairlane things. Well, we're stopped in our tracks today because of this. Not meant to do that. Sounds like the bearing stuff. It's a new bearing. We put new bearings in it not too long ago. Or we had mechanics press them on anyway. And something's not right, so we're not tuning it today. So I'm going to put it back together and we'll sort this out during the week and hopefully get back here soon.
Yeah.
So from that, we sort of just got it fixed only days before the kebab meet that we just put on this weekend.
And then first thing next year, hopefully, so probably same time as the LSQ, we'll get a video out of the Fairlane finally on the dyno.
And we'll finally get to see what numbers it puts down.
Finally.
If we don't blow it up.
It's been a long time. If we don't blow it up.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're going to have a new Fairlane build next year if we blow it up.
I mean, we could be doing a forged internal swap. We don't know.
A forged engine.
So, 2021. What does 2021 look like? Basically, nothing's changing. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. But we want to try a few different little things as well too. So add a few things in. Stuff that I think you guys are going to really enjoy. More shed related stuff as well too.
And lots of different builds.
And
We've got a variety of cars next year.
Yeah.
Like a big variety, you know, like now that we're Haltech heroes. now that we are starting to look at EFI in a different perspective, the HQ will be going EFI.
Yep, so this is back. This will be back early on in the year.
Yeah, early on in the year.
The LSQ obviously is coming back, and we should be seeing that straight up.
Straight up.
In the year.
And GMW hopefully will be finished.
Yeah,
first thing next year too.
The GMW, we were hoping to get this done in this year so that it would be said and done. Unfortunately, you know how it goes. We didn't quite get there, and we're going to run out of time, but we will obviously cover that off at the start of the year because we want to get that done as soon as possible because we need to make room for other builds that we're not going to tell you about just yet because we're still finalising what's coming when, but I can tell you right now there's a bunch of cars.
Oh yeah, we got old Fords, old Holdens, old Toyotas.
And then whatever else we can fit in between. Keep working through them, keep learning, trying new things, challenging ourselves, and really sort of trying to increase our knowledge in many different areas and screw a lot of things up in the process.
Yeah, and It's 2021, mate. The weather's gonna be great. We're gonna be doing more things.
Yes.
More car shows, hopefully.
Yeah.
And if people are interested in more meets, you know, I'm sure we could travel out a little bit and do some more meets out of our area.
Yeah.
So we're happy to organise more meets if people want another meet. Speaking of meets, we finally had our first meet on Sunday.
We did.
And in true fashion, things broke down and we limped things there. Michael's panel van busted a fuel hose.
Yeah.
As you can see now.
Does it fit?
The tyres on the back of it.
Well,
So that's what happens when you don't drive a car for a year and then decide we got to take it to a meet, start her up and drive.
Yeah.
And obviously something's going to go wrong. Something had to go wrong, let's be honest. We had,
Yeah, I know.
How many cars did we take? Like, between us, there was five of our cars were going there. One was bound to break down, and sure enough, I was the one that got covered in petrol. And
swallowed petrol.
swallowed a hell of a lot of petrol. So that was my first experience of trying to siphon a vehicle. Didn't end well. Tasted like tequila.
But other than that, it was a great night, I think. It was great to meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
There was a good variety of cars there. There was kebabs involved.
Yeah, you can't have a bad night with kebab, let's be honest. But it was great, like getting to meet everyone and see the cars. I reckon there was probably, 100 cars, I reckon?
Yeah,
That's said and done.
Yeah.
Probably about 100 cars that rocked up, all different kinds of varieties. Fair few people travel from a fair way too, like guys coming from Mornington.
Shep.
Yeah, and shout out to Bruce Howie and Cody for coming down from after literally going to the dray strip at Heathcote that day and then driving the cars from the dray strip to the meet.
To the meet.
Respect for that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, it was really good. So we definitely want to do more of that if people want more of that.
And stick around to the end of the video as well too, because I put together a little bit of a montage of the actual meet. We didn't really know how we were going to film it because it was our first meet, but we ended up just getting so involved with talking to people and looking at the cars ourselves that we didn't do a lot of filming ourselves.
So we would like to thank Ben, Daniel and Matt for filming for us.
Yeah, our mates for jumping on the camera and giving us a chop out there. So yeah, like you said, it's been a massive year. So we obviously need to thank a few people. And to start off with, we need to thank TI Performance and Raceworks this year for really jumping on board and helping us out. Couldn't have done it without you.
Castlemaine Rod Shop. The HQ is built with Castlemaine Rod Shop gear.
Yeah.
And obviously we still got more of their goodies to put on next year.
And a really big thank you to Les, Tim Man's Fabrications, for basically entrusting his baby, the HQ, and giving it to us to play with some of the most expensive and beautiful parts that I've ever got to play with, and pull it on his car, and he didn't even get to see it until just recently. You know, that was awesome, and thanks, Les, honestly. Couldn't thank you enough for giving us the opportunity to play with all that sort of stuff, and I'm really looking forward to getting that car back.
So that brings us to a huge thank you to you guys.
Yeah.
We started with nothing but a Fairlane video and a YouTube channel, and it's grown to now 4,500 subscribers.
Yeah.
And we can't be any more thankful for it.
It's crazy. I think you guys tune in every Thursday and get a kick out of what we're doing. That's really blown us away. Like Nate said, we started this 10 months ago now. We've literally never done this before, never done YouTube, never been on camera, and yet here we are now. We're taking on projects that we never thought we'd ever would.
And making these videos is making us push to make better things and test our limits even more on what we can do. So maybe a stroker next year might be a good idea.
Yeah, it's been quite the journey, and it's been a tiring one at times, and it's been a testing one at times, but all in all, it's been unbelievable. We're truly humbled for the response that we're getting and the support that we're getting from you guys, and it's can't wait for next year. I think next year is going to be amazing. I also need to say one other thank you as well too, and I need to say thank you to Nathan. Because if it wasn't for Nathan, we wouldn't be here right now. If Nathan had come to me 10 months ago and said, I want to build a Fairlane for Drake challenge, and I thought, yeah, let's do that. That sounds like a great idea. And then we came up with a silly idea of why don't we put it on YouTube and see if we get 2 or 3 people watching. 10 months down the track, here we are. So Nathan, thank you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you for all the work you put in. It's been awesome. It's been a pleasure. It's been really good fun. And I have something for you. It's a 2-part present.
Yeah.
A 2-part gift.
Okay.
I thought I'd get you something that you're going to be able to put to use, and I think would be very valuable to you. So first of all, you need to take them.
Okay. I didn't get it.
Well, nuts and bolts, just hold on to them tight. That's all.
Okay.
And here's the present. This is for the other half of the present.
Oh my god.
So now you won't drop nuts and bolts anymore. You got your own magnetic gloves. Do they fit? Did I get it right?
They do. Thank you, Michael.
I couldn't resist. And did you notice that I've labelled them left and right for you as well too?
I
So
did.
You know your left and right?
I was going to get a tattoo on my hand, L&R, but this is alright.
So there you go. Merry Christmas, Nathan.
Thank you. Now I'm not going to drop a bolt again.
Yeah.
So next year, you guys are just going to see people working on cars. You know, nothing funny.
Or you're going to see Nathan climbing the walls like Spider-Man.
Oh, you're unreal.
I put a lot of effort into that.
That's so funny. Anyways, to the meat.
So, thank you everyone for coming out to the meet. It was awesome to see all you guys. Thanks for making the effort for coming down and letting us have a look at your cars. I guess that's it for 2020.
See you in 2021.
See you then.